night. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up.
Hello everyone, and welcome back here live onto the show here at Pete Sim Racing TV Studios, bringing you the showcase today for the late model stock cars here of the Pit Stall Racing Series, Monday Night Series here on the show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here as drivers already prepare themselves up for this 100 lap feature event. This is your starting lineup for the day's action here at Hickory Norris Speedway, North Carolina. On the pole, and the number 5 is the Throttle Chantal Paul. On the outside, number 14, it is the Crusader, Christian Shriver. And 14, run number 2, and the number 76 is Mike Whiteout. And the outside, and 31 is old Bobby Anderson. Row number 3 and the 41 is Daryl Klotz. The outside, the 95, old Robert Warren's the outs. And then row number 4, your final stars today, the 84, Matthew Hoffert, with the number 20, Jeff Folks, the old oak, running out your field in this one. Field getting ready to roll their way down across the track here, down to the green flag starting zone here. 100 laps to the distance. Let's kick it out. Out of the gate here, the Throttle Chantal Paul taking the early bottom lane there. Shriver going to stay right towards the top side here. Looking to try to troll the charge up on the bottom lane there. Paddle trying now to dig in a little bit and try to force the rest out to our playing field here. Anderson right out, taking it easy out of the gate here, as well as the 14. Tire wear going to be a very big, crucial part of this race today, and going to really separate the drivers from the series. Find a home and make it your good place to run today. Anderson driving a little bit wider up there, trying to build a little more speed to the corner. Is a way you can do it here, just trying to jump it off around the track and round into the positions. Robert Warren's in the back half though. Trying to put the Chris 95 machine into the mix here, looking to fight hard with the number 76 on Mike Rideout. As Daryl Klotz kind of shoots from behind as well here, the number 41 machine trying to see if maybe he can hang with the big old oak himself. Oak's right now just kind of patrolling around on that right side there, and he has a win already this season. Got it back at Five Flag Speedway there in a heated, contested battle from everybody's standpoint view. Held nothing back there, but today now trying to do what he can to see if he can signify any kind of speed, any kind of run off the rest of the field. Matthew Hoffert, almost kind of a whole different playing field here. He's playing way back low, and he is just right now looking maybe like he's going to try and do the tire saving strategy here. Rather than have to take tires here, he's going to try to just go for the long haul. You can see this is how far that gap is separated out from the pack of the pack. As Paddle leads the field in with a good sized lead. Shriver, Anderson, and Brightout all in their own little zone right now, just kind of focusing in. This being more of kind of a single groove track here, there are 2 grooves you can work around, but it's very difficult to get that second groove to come in. A lot of drivers are going to be running mainly towards that bottom lane there, trying to shoot the very bottom of the edge of the turn. If you run the outside, you're going to run a lot of wear and tear on those tires, so that could be the difference maker between success or failure here, and I guarantee you that's going to focus a lot of guys in and gals as well on trying to hit the right time and the right shots here. One thing too you see as well, just from the steering edge of things here, you're constantly steering in to the left. You're trying to steer the car as close as you can off the track. So you're looking to kind of make and manage every bit you can with the speeds and the endurance. Find the right angles, the right hole shots, and then everything else kind of comes from there. Hoffer just setting the fast time, by the way, of 15.04 his last tow. Piles time was a 15.04, but it was a couple thousand of a second off from Hoffer's. So perhaps right now, everyone, looking maybe at the long haul, looking at the long dig here. Anderson right now kind of pegging back a little bit, just trying to focus in and trying to keep a little bit of speed off on the distance zone. 2 wins so far this season for the Throttle Shuttle Bottles. Just looking to try to rank win number 3 here this race today at Hickory. What a season it would be to have a little bit of like a storybook season career for her. She's had multiple wins and multiple series, but the one thing I think really she hasn't been able to do yet is claim as numerous championships as her rival there in the old rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. And she's been known to kind of get up there with them in terms of speed and the endurance. Back from the NASCAR Heat 3 to Heat 4 to Heat 5 days, she told me all about taking those titles home and being able just to race as hard as they did. Those seasons were incredible and meant something to her. Nowadays, she says it's all about just going out on the track and going race my race and hope for the best. Also, for those at home that are wondering, yes, we do have another broadcast coming up later today, as we are joining Six Sigma Sim Racing Oval League for their showcase down at Richmond Raceway, Gen 4 Cup Series on the track. We'll be back on that. We'll be back on the Facebook Live session there when time comes. We'll see what happens there. As I have a little bit of a tag there on the number 14 and the 5. We said earlier that you're probably going to get a little close to each other and there may be a few bumps in the road. Corners just shred the tires up and making it harder and harder to kind of make a move around, make a turn or two from it. Bottle and Shriver just kind of dipping in. Oh, that was a bumper, right? Shriver got it really in there deep in that 5. I don't know if he's trying to push her up a little bit or get her loose, but keeping it that close, so you're going to have to really watch those moves and those entries. Driving a completely different line there. That was another tag there. They are clearly packed and stacked up pretty good back there in the background here. Every driver right now just trying to do what they can. Anderson staying out of the way, knows that 5 is getting tagged around by the 14. Bit of aggression there onto the track side as the field just continues to look on. Robert Ward's probably the most experienced and the toughest driver of the bunch here in terms of what he can do with this car. He is an actual race car driver in real life, so he knows how tire wear affects and how to kind of run each track. Talked to him earlier today. He said, yeah, I mean, the way you run each track is different, but there is a certain fine line and fine great quality you do when you kind of move around these tracks and these kind of surfaces here. And you can see just how hard it is to pass around on the track here. Again, they're running such a very consistent line, but also turning left constantly, forces everybody to have to make some proper working moves and some proper working runs here. Curious to see later on when things get a little bit more heated, things get a little bit more on the edge of the tire ends as well as the race side, how that will go there. Another tag there on the 5, the Crusader Shriver. Not usually one to go bumping and running around like this here, but he is tagging a bit. Obviously, too, he's in a heated championship battle there with the 5 of the Throttle Chantal Bottle. Last season, Shriver was able to get himself a big win in the championship, of course, from his win at Iowa Speedway to the consistency there for pushing him with Racing League. But again, that was at the Honda Civic Type R. The guy that was right behind him, though, and all that mix-up was the one that's behind Rideout as well. Mike Rideout was the second place finisher that season. Almost came away with that title had it not been just really unfortunate series of events to get around him at Nashville. But Matthew Hoffert looked like he had the championship kind of all but wrapped up and just didn't quite get it figured out down there. And the 14 still dipping his toes in pretty hard there. He's won to pass on the 5, but the 5 is continuing to hold her line down. Chantel got to be just trying to fume in the corners off and trying to make sure she does not let anything get in her way. running that close to that line, that cuts that angle. It makes it harder and harder to make any passes. You can see she's not dipping up as high as the 14 is. He's trying to corner it, trying to get an apex around the turn of the entry. As we just look back behind, Robert Warren's, he made a huge pass there on Bobby Anderson, and he got right out for a bunch there. Quite a drive off there and impressive there, but at the same time, not too unapologetic. Robert Warren knows how to run it with the best of them. Daryl Klotz, Jeff Oaks, the Old Oak right now, both on different strategies here. Laying off low for the moment. We'll see if that goes into effect or how they handle themselves. We are currently watching along. Chugging along on the track here. Fastest times right now, 15.04 set by Hoffert. Still has the fastest time of the day. Driver's fastest time right now only at 15.11. Robert Warren's a 15.09. So definitely kind of going to the Robert Warren strategy here, I would say. Just lay back low, be consistent on the times. Don't try to drive it off as quick as you want. Not a bad idea or a bad train of thought there if you know what you're doing. Matthew Hoffer, by the way, now moving into the 4th spot here. He's made a bit of a run off there. Saves the tires now. He's just pretty much kind of clipping everyone else away. Anderson definitely knowing that he does not quite have as much grip as he wants, and he's struggling to get it figured out here at Hickory. Seen a lot of drivers who have raced this track before and they absolutely get demolished just by simply having them overrun others down or literally having to pull off the gas when they want to. All doing her best to save tire as well as trying to deal with the absolute annoyance that probably is that rival of hers in the 14. They can be friends on and off the track, but they definitely don't want to be friends on the track right now. This is where you really just need to start focusing in on the driver instincts. And Warren's doing that, Fort's driver doing that, Pottle doing that. And yet again, another tag there from the 14. Just barely gets the nose underneath the rear bumper of the 5. He's backing off a little bit too. The timing sheets show he's getting in the gas, and as soon as he tags, he kind of backs out. Oh, that was a big hit, and another one right there. Warren gets trapped in the mix and cuts up to the top. Robert Warren's got clipped up on the front of the nose, that rear bumper of the 14, ended up sending that car back further into the pack here. Here comes Matthew Hoffer now, trying to jump it right ahead. Driver doing it way too hard and just absolutely ruthlessly aggressive on the 5 today in terms of just not letting that bumper be free away. And the crazy thing is, that even though that tag and even that little knock on the right side of the tires there, the right front's still able to corner down. The 14 has made the bottom of the apron his home. Told us earlier today he is a bottom feeder down on that track. He will run the extreme bottom lane of the yellow line, grip it up as much as possible. Pottle trying to do the same. And it looks like Schreiber's still trying to find a clear-cut way to pass. He's using the high side, then he's going to the top, then he's going to try to shoot the extreme bottom lane. Just can't quite get it to grip. Car rotating better off for the 5 in this case, and that's what's helping her. And she's going to need to keep doing that if she wants any chance here. Now the question is I have is what will Robert Warren do and Schreiber do when they have to get to pit road? And Pottle's choice, when did she decide to go in? They get only about 65, 70 laps in the fuel runs. So that could play a huge factor in this one. Bobby Anderson and Mike Rideout now going to go head-to-head here. And Mike Rideout, season he's had has pretty much been just kind of take and get what you can get. Bobby Anderson, 2nd place at Richmond, and then all of a sudden, nothing really to speak of. It was the first race this season. He had a good showing there, had a great battle there with Lee Norton. Almost actually outsmarted him and outduking him on the strategy, but then it seemed like just like the way that everything got shot up there, it just twisted the dagger into his back there, into his heart, and hasn't been able to recover since. Robert Warren's now back up under the pack here and trying to get right back up to those two there that got him into a little trouble. in front of the nose on the 95. Gotta be take a little bit of fender and damage off from there. Hear that throttle rhythm and hear all that speed that kind of mixes it up a little bit. On board here with Matthew Hoffer too, and very similar line to what we see the 1495 rolling. Trying to just shoot the top, shoot the extreme bottom, not throwing up too high side there. Go up too far up there and it end up kind of cornering you down a bit and actually pull you away more. It actually hurts the car more than anything. Paula right now saying that the left rear of her car is actually a lot hurting because of the bumps the 14 gave her. And I don't even think the 14 realizes the bump and runs actually have been hurting the tires more than anything. Usually when your race is kind of racing, usually it's always just give them a little bit nudged out so you can get them loose, but this car won't allow it. It's forcing them actually to have to drive even more aggressive. Klotz on the top side, you almost get it with the 5 and the 14, the 95 there. Warren's driving up high side. Here comes Matthew Hoffer now, mixing it in a bit. Well, Jeff Oakes and Daryl Klotz gone to pit road here. They are now setting themselves in. See what Robert Warren decides to do, or Podle or Shriver. Hoffer, though, also kind of laying back for a little bit. Just over halfway done with this race. Not much time left on the clock. Well, he can obviously lay off the char there when he has to. He doesn't try to get to that 5 anymore. I think he's starting to kind of catch the point. Jeez, the problem is when you race this kind of track again, you're so close together, you're so tight in that area, and then all of a sudden that happens. Oh man, that 4.5, she is getting nothing but abused out there. You gotta believe by now, right about this point, she's gotta be extremely aggravated back there with somebody that keeps tagging around and keeps nudging. There goes Robert Warrens though. He's gonna go to pit road. His pit stop now gonna play into effect here. We'll see if it works. Hoffer gonna stay out. So will the 5 and the 14. Ball gonna roll her way off. Looks like 14 slowing down quite a bit. He's going to pit road. Yep, he is in. Hoffer stays out. Maybe trying to do that little tire strategy mentality there. Anderson, he'll stay out as well. Warren's got to be careful coming out of pit road. Extremely tight little pit stop. Gets it through though. Podle into pit road now. The 5 is in. Hofford stays out. Tire strategy now coming up to fruition. Warren's and Shriver looking to go at it. Shriver, did he get a clean pit stop out? Yes, he did. Pit exit was good. And an extra lap of tire there, maybe to get around to that 95. Podle's out as well, though. She's trying to hurry. She knows they're coming up quick. They're coming up fast, but that tight pit exit's what's going to cost her. Trying to get back underneath. Trying to force the 14. Almost clips it right up on the outside. And launched it right off. Gets past, though. Anderson just up ahead right now. And right down the mixer, Warren's company on the inside, and a side smooth, side swipe. There goes the 14 on the inside. A clear-cut pass at last, and the 14 finally getting something dubbed up there. Shriver knew Warren's was going to be tough, though. Matthew Hoffer's into pit road now, so they'll ringer their way right back off. Anderson behind all of them. Anderson's the only one left not to go onto pit road yet right now, and he's currently looking at the overall statistic. If he decides to go to pit road, he's going to need to make a good cut move here and watch those corners. But it looks like he may be trying to go the extreme length and the distance. Hoffert in the second spot. And Shriver getting right up behind him yet again. Looking to try to shoot it out a little bit. Right down the apron. Oh, that's a tight apron there. Oh, boy. That's a tight move there. That is not, I don't know how much more ruthless aggression that 14 needs to do, but my word, he just slows down Hoffert completely, and Hoffert troubles there. Got way on the outside. Not sure what exactly happened. I think Hoffert might have a problem. Oh yeah, he's got a problem. And I think they're telling him he's got black flag from pit exit. But I don't know about that 14 right now. That was a bit aggressive even for his sake. I guess Robin's racing, but still, that may have been a little bit more than it should have been. Bobby Anderson right now getting his laps cut down more and more, going from about 8 to literally 7 seconds in just a matter of literally a lap. Look at the timesheet, it's getting harder and harder, and the 31 knows it. I think he was trying. See if he can outsmart the field, kind of out-strategize him. I don't know if that's necessarily going to work right now. Tire left front, left rear on the number 5, saying she's got all sorts of problems down there, and she is not currently able to get this car to corner off the way she wants it to. Lap traffic again this time. Hoffert was in second, now going to get passed up. We have a new leader, the Crusader, getting it right ahead of Bobby Anderson. Hoffert on the outside, staying out of the way. Warren's driving it right in the mix. The officials saying they're going to be doing some reviews on that 14 as well. Saying he's had a few times today. Could have had a little time to back away, it seems. The kid's number 95, Robert Warren's looking, trying to see if maybe he can nose off the corners and dive it in a bit. He's just smacking the wall around, trying to get to that 14. The 14, though, he hasn't left his line whatsoever. He's been hitting the same line over and over again, which is just get to the very bottom, and then as soon as he gets just on that yellow line there, the apron actually shoots the left rear out enough to get him to corner. It slows him down a little bit on the straights, but it's enough, but the corners is what's actually helping rather than hurting. 23 laps left to go this time on by. Last win for the 14 was at Oxford, but he's made a home here at Hickory Motor Speedway. He's looking to try to get it done now. Oh, you can see how hard that tire is gone. The tires are gone, the 5 right now. Oh boy. Tires are shot and she has nothing left there. You don't steer in that much with that kind of a car, that kind of run. That's what's hurting her right now. Oh, and speaking of hurting her, Robert Warren's hurting his car there, coming right off turn number 4. Slap dashed that wall up and Ben really took a good lick out of it. Won't help for the speed factor and won't help out with the control of the run. Every driver for themselves. Warren's just desperately trying to get to that 14's back bumper, give him the bump and run. But he can't quite apex it enough, and he can't quite corner it off enough. Deja vu, maybe back to Southern National just a couple of weeks ago, where Warren's had to go head-to-head there with everybody else and just couldn't quite get it dialed in or get something dubbed up for him. The old Oak, though, Jeff Oaks in the 20 having a pretty solid day, hitting another top 5 century. Folks, this one kind of a cruise control. Mike right out now in the way for lap traffic here. We got about 20 more minutes left, and then we will be heading on down to our good friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing Oval League. So stay tuned for that. One more race left after this one too, to crown the championship. Driver and Pyle, the only two that have a close chance to take the title. And this right here, this race may be enough for the 14. Start edging in just one bit closer, deciphering whatever happens though with the officials. The officials will have to review some things considering the aggressive nature of his racing antics today. And Hoffert and Daryl Klotz both out of the race as well right now. Hoffert says he couldn't get the car to run anymore and he's had enough of the black flag situation, so he's done. Bobby Anderson with a very unique strategy, again pouring back to what he was trying to do. He tried to save the tires up as long as he could, build himself a little bit more speed, a little more run, and then from there just kind of take control But unfortunately, a track like this, you need tire and you need speed to be consistent. This kind of short track racing is harder than it looks. And you can just see how much steering is going into this car and how much it's coming off those runs. "11 laps left now to turn to 10 to go, this time on by. You can see the leg movement too there on the 14. Driver currently trying to keep the old Crusader in a good position. You can see actually right there, that left foot there, you saw how hard he hit that brake. He's currently trying to get the car to break off and turn into the corner. And that might be actually what is working for him enough to keep Warren's behind. He's got about half a second lead now on him, and it's starting to build. But you just gotta wonder too, had he not done what he did to the 5 down there, could we be seeing a different story right now? Because this is how hard those bumper runs are doing these cars. That car is not steering whatsoever. That is not how you usually see Chantel drive it. That is not usually how a car should be turning in general. That's more like if you were trying to drive on the dirt side of things. This is not dirt though, this is asphalt. So there definitely was an issue there, unfortunately, and they're going to have to get that resolved, I betcha. Rolling down though, the laps will continue to pull ahead. We've got 5 more to go here in Hickory. Warren's lost 7/10 of a second now, and he's trying desperately to find any last bit of speed or any last stuff he can get. Field rolling down with 3 laps to go now. Still anybody's guess, anybody's position to roll this one up ahead. Every drive counts, every last bit can get you going. Down, 2 more laps to go. Here we go, green flag high in the air. Everybody just looking on for this last bit. We bring it down with 1 lap to go this time out. The 14 won at Oxford. He's trying to get 1 more win here to add on to the tally. Championship implications online going to the final race. Pottle and Shriver will go to war, but who comes out on top, we'll see then. But checkers out for the Crusader. Race winner at Hickory for this one here. He'll get 2 wins to his name. The team pedal to metal, 6 Sigma Sim Racing, Fanatec, number 14 of Crusader, Christian Shriver, taking this one home, but not easily. Having to fight the throttle Chantal Botto and having to fight off Robert Warrens. Gets a little bit lucky at times, but hangs on to the end. Here's your final race results here as we're getting ready to sign off here. Driver takes the win. Warrens will take second. Pottle going third. Right out fourth. Anderson fifth. Oaks sixth. Seventh to Klotz. Hoffert going eighth. That will round out your top 8 drivers today. Well, we got to run off for now. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun one here at Hickory. We will see you guys next time on the show, which will be in just a few short minutes. See you soon as we head to Richmond.